Hello, everyone. This is Melinda Russell with Women's Motorsports Network. I'm coming to you from my office in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And my guests tonight are a mother and daughter, fabulous race team. And they have a big race team. We're going to talk about that. It's not just the two of them. There's a lot of people involved in the Fitzpatrick Racing Club, I guess I could call it almost, our team. But we're going to talk with Staci and Kamille Fitzpatrick. It's funny that Kamille and her dad were one of the very first people that I connected to when I started the Women's Motorsports Network. And so they're a little more special, I guess, because I've known them a little longer and they reached out to me right away when I first started. And so that always makes it feel like they're family for sure, because we've known each other for a little while, even though we don't really get to see each other very often. So I want to welcome both of you to the show. And I think, Staci, we're going to start with you since you're the mom. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, your kids, where you live, pets, anything that you want to share so that we can get to know you and your family a little bit better. Okay, hold on. Can you check your internet and see if you've got... Oh, I lost you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How's that? Is that any better?
Yeah, that's a lot better. It was all garbled,
fantastic.
And then I lost you. Okay. All right, we're going to start over. Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. This is Melinda Russell with the Women's Motorsports Network, and I'm coming to you from my office in Kalamazoo, Michigan. My guests tonight are a mother-daughter team, Staci and Kamille Fitzpatrick. They're not the only ones on the Fitzpatrick team. There's a large number of people who I think claim to be part of that team, and that's amazing. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later as well. I've known Kamille and her dad, Eric, for quite some time. He was one of the first people that reached out to me when I started the Women's Motorsports Network. And so that makes him and Kamille special because I followed her for almost 5 years now. And even though we don't get to see each other very often, social media lets me stay in touch with what they're doing. And so, excuse me. So I'm really tickled to have them on the podcast because it took us way too long to get you on here. So, Staci, I want to start with you because I always ask about your family and where you live and all those things. So I'm going to let you speak for the family tonight. Tell us about your family, where you live, what you do, how many pets you have, anything that might be of interest to my listeners.
Sure. I'm Cammie's mom and Eric's wife, and I'm from Port Huron, Michigan. We live in Riley Township, which is about 20 minutes west of there. I moved out here with Eric, and we had Kamille, and she started racing after she turned 4 years old. So that's been a big part of our life for about 8 years now. Cammie says about 9 years. She started in Strider.
Yeah, it feels more like 25.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah.
So racing's a big part of our family. We have the Fitzpatrick team, as you mentioned. There's a lot of us. We went to Arthur Raceway when she was 4 years old, and one of Eric's buddies said he had a motor and a cart, and she would be interested. And ever since then, we were in, and I don't think we've really missed a day at Arthur. A Saturday we haven't missed.
Yeah.
So
it's you kind of have to be either all in or not, don't you? Because it first of all, it gets in your blood, and so that makes you all in. But even at that, to be successful, and it's just like any other sport, you have to be all in. And I know you guys really are, and you help a lot of other people on your team as well.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we put the
And
time in and the hard work.
yes, it is. And it takes a team of people, doesn't it? You can't just do it by
Yeah.
yourselves, really.
Yep.
Yeah, for
So we were
sure.
very thankful, the amount of people that all came together to support us
Yeah.
and make us who we are. And um,
Yeah, for sure.
so
So tell
um,
me, Camille, you go to regular school.
Yeah,
You don't virtual school. So what grade are you going to be in at school?
uh, the seventh grade.
Seventh grade. And do the kids at school know that you race?
Yes, they
And
do.
what do they say about it? Do they ask you about it? Do they talk about it, or they don't understand it, so they don't really talk about it?
Some of them ask if they can go to the racetrack with me, like what time it starts,
Okay.
so they can go.
So that's good because that way we know they're interested, and you never know, one of those kids might turn out to want to join the Fitzpatrick team. So that's good. And what about your teachers? Do they ever ask you about it?
Um, After the weekend when we come back to school on Monday, they always like see it on Facebook and stuff, so they say congratulations.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice that you know that they're following following what you're doing outside of school. So perfect. So do you have
in
any
fact,
pets? Oh, go ahead.
oh, that's okay. Her language arts teacher emails me and says, "Tell Camille congratulations," and she follows her, and so that's really nice to hear
That
from her
is
teacher.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
So do you have any pets, Camille?
No,
No. There's no time for pets when you have to leave them at home on the weekend.
Yeah.
So Arthur, yeah. So Arthur Speedway, how far is that from your house?
about an hour or so.
Okay. All right. So Stacy, tell me about Arthur Speedway. Is it dirt, asphalt, oval? What is it like?
It's a quarter mile, eighth of a mile dirt track. It's got a little bank on it, and there's several classes, and Camille's raced in all the rookie and experienced and all the blue plate. There's kids involved in probably about 4 or 5 different races, and then there's adults that race there all the way up to 65 years old, and so 4 years old to 60s, and very family oriented.
Okay.
Nice little track. It's And then sometimes they have lawnmowers come out and race with really big engines, and mini wedges have been out there. Anything you name
Okay.
it, and come out there. There's even been a
Wow.
dirt bike
So
classes.
it's a popular track. I know there's a lot of people that race
Hmm.
there.
Lot
I
of
know there's
kids.
several girls that race there too, right? So
A lot.
you're not the
Yeah.
you're not the only women that are there, right?
Right. There's a lot of girls coming up in the racing for kids, and my sister-in-law Stephanie, she races there in the cage class, and she's been doing it pretty much a year or two after they started coming there. So she does it regularly. I did it for 2 years. I raced for 2 championships, and I won both of them.
Okay.
And
So
she's
is
done
that
it
what that
since.
trophy is there next to you? I know that you probably can't see it real good, but if Eric's doing a good job, he's turning the camera. So there's a big
Yeah.
trophy there next to you, Stacy. Is that one of your championship trophies?
Mhm.
Very
Yes, that's
nice.
the Clone Man in 2022. That was my
Okay.
newest trophy. So
Awesome. So do you
yeah,
have a trophy room
those
at your
carts are
house
really
for
fast.
everybody's trophies?
In the basement, yep. Pretty
Yeah,
much
I
the whole
figured as
basement. We're working on building shelving, so.
okay. All right. So Camille, why
Mhm.
don't you tell us, you started when you were 4 years old. You, mom, or dad, any of you can answer, whoever wants to share. So she started when she was 4, and now are you 12? How old are you, Kamille?
12 years old.
12 years old. So from 4 to 12, what's been the progression? What has she driven? What kind of success has she had? And like I said, any of you can answer the question.
She started in starter bikes and went to dirt bikes and quads and won fair crosses and drag races for motorcycles and quads, and progressed into the go-karts, ran go-karts, mini wedges, quarter midgets, been nationally in mini wedges and quarter midgets and go-karts with Cup Karts North America on road courses and dirt and oval and asphalt and oval, indoors, outdoors, road courses, indoors, outdoors. You name it, she's been a part of it and won a championship or a race in it. And
Yeah.
we're just really happy that she's progressed this year into the front wheel drive car and run that first 3 races in the front wheel drive car with a 11th, a 7th, and a 6th place finish.
That's really good. And she's 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And is that at Arthur Raceway as well, or is that at a different track?
We're up in the thumb with that one at Silver Bullet with Matt Hoonhout and the whole crew up there. Been treating us really good up there on dirt quarter mile oval.
Yeah. So in addition to that, Cammie, are you racing anything else, or is that what you're focusing on this year?
I also raced in track and cross country during the school season.
Right.
And I broke several records running.
Yeah, I knew you did because I've been following you there. So do you love track? Is it just running, or do you do other things in track and field?
I did long jump and tried shot put, but my main focus was on running.
Yeah. I knew you did really, really well in running. So going fast, whether it's your own 2 legs or 4 wheels, seems to be something that you love, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I'm really glad it's her motor.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to ask you both to answer these next few questions. So we'll start with Cammie, and then after she answers, Staci, you can answer the same question. So I want to know, what's the most favorite thing for you about being involved in motorsports?
Like the speed of how you just go around the track. Feels like relieving just to drive around and pass people.
Okay.
My favorite part is watching the kids grow and watching Kamille go west and be brave. And I know that she probably would know how to handle, I know she knows how to handle anything that comes at her more than I would.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy watching her. Personally, when I'm out on the track, I enjoy the adrenaline and racing when there's more cars out there. Like I raced with 14 cars in 2021. So I really enjoyed the competition. So I guess maybe she gets a little bit of competition from me too. Competitive.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so, for sure. So
and her dad.
and her dad, yeah. I think he's probably got some competition in him too. So Cammie, tell me about your front wheel drive car, and then whatever else that you're racing. What kind of a car is it? Especially with front wheel drive, we understand that. What color is that car and number, and how did you choose your number?
The color of my front wheel drive car is black, but with the shiny, glittery type of green in there. If you shine a light on it, you can see the green in it.
Cool.
And my number is 12 because my Papa Bob, he had the number 12 for a little bit while he was racing, and I just stuck with that number. I really like it.
Is that your number on all your cars? Do you have the same
Yeah.
number on all your cars?
And
Yeah.
yeah, as much as we can. I think she's
Mhm.
ran 1:12:08, and I think for the most part 1:21. We couldn't get those other two.
Mhm.
Okay. I see the 12 on Stacy's shirt. So Stacy, what about your car? What kind of car? What is it that you're driving? What number is it, and what color?
I'm also number 12. I just stuck with what Camille and was. That's a good number. My first go-kart was a stock Predator. It was the Interstate Battery color
Like
scheme.
Kyle Busch, yeah.
Yeah, with
Okay.
the white and green stripes. And then I also had a gold body, and that was the Miller High Life theme.
Okay.
And then I went with a purple and pink just to have something a little different and kind of pick the colors I liked with some green in there. And that
Okay.
one was
Awesome.
fun. That was a fun one. And then I also raced in the Clone Masters go-kart. So both times I raced was in go-karts.
Okay. Have you ever raced against each other?
Yeah, we went out at the end of the night, last season, at the end of the season. Eric, me, and Cammy all went out together.
Oh, that's fun. That's a nice memory to have.
Yeah, it was a good one. There was a lot of, we kind of kept our space.
Oh yeah, we don't
But it was
want to.
fun
We
to
don't
be
want to
out
wreck.
together.
Yeah, you don't want to be accused of
I
wrecking
couldn't
the
resist
family
the urge to
cars.
put in one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. So Stacy, what's your most memorable moment so far in your racing career?
Oh, God. There's a lot of memorable moments.
Just
My
share a
favorite
couple.
one was, yeah, sure. My favorite one was championship night, my first season. I was 1 point away, I believe, from being the champion. So I was second place at the time, and it started raining out. And I knew the guys couldn't really drive on rain. So I was like, well, if they don't cancel this, I can drive on the rain. And it went on for 2 hours on and off rain. They never canceled it. So we went out, and I remember I passed and I won that race. And everybody else was spinning out, and I ended up being the champion that night.
That's cool.
And
So what
that was
made
a
you feel
fun
confident
one.
about running on rain, driving in the rain?
The grip, I think.
Yeah.
It wasn't so dusty and slick, and I don't know, there was something about the rain that made it seem to stick a little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
And
Camille,
I
do
could
you
be
have
calm.
Hey, what we think in our head is 90% of the whole thing. So being
Mm-hmm.
confident about doing that is probably what helped you win that race. Camille, how
Exactly.
about you? What have you had a favorite or a most memorable moment so far?
My favorite moment from racing is when we went up to Birch Run. Got to drive the sprint car out like a few laps around the track. I feel like when I'm older, I definitely want to get into sprint cars and race it like full time.
Okay. I would love for you to do that because when I go to sprint car races or when I go to Knoxville, to the Knoxville Nationals, there aren't very many women driving, if any. So we need to get some of you gals that are talented up into the sprint cars and show those boys how it's done, right? So I just told you
Um,
your dad is back there going, no, it's too expensive. But he's not going to be
expensive
happy with
one.
me telling you that probably. But yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'd love to see you move up to that. So I know there's a whole team, but who works on the cars? Who helps? I know the three of you. Is there anybody else you want to mention that's an important part of your team or the other members of your team? Because I think Eric, your brother, has some part of the racing and there's more kids. So do you want to share something about that?
Yeah. My uncle does like help a lot. He got me into the quarter midgets. They were up in Tennessee, I think, and they brought down the quarter midget. That was like my first quarter midget race that I got to run in. And I rolled over actually my first time.
My brother found a quarter midget for sale in Ohio and brought it home on top of a rental minivan.
Well, it's a rental.
Yeah.
Right? That's cool. And
Her
so
uncle Chris got the mini wedge too. Started in the
Okay.
mini wedges too.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he's been instrumental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to mention Inline and Tube. They've been really helpful. They're there for us to help the Crybaby performance. So they really put in a lot of time with us with the motors and everything. And
Yeah.
Full
Anybody
throttle,
else
actually.
that you want to mention?
Full throttle. They made it possible for us to run the kids league there for the indoor road course track.
yeah, the Motor City Kids Racing. Yeah.
Okay. And is that through the winter when you do
That's winter and fall.
fall and winter?
That
Yeah.
John and James Creda together for
Okay.
us.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically race all year round. Do you ever
Yeah.
take a break?
Yeah, on the weekdays.
Except Wednesdays. Wednesdays was tied up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the
We
weekdays,
got
because you got to go to school, unfortunately. But yeah, summer's here, so yeah.
Exactly.
we've got quite a few diehards that are in our camp. The Karofskis, the Bouchards,
Mhm.
Bill Barr and Amelia Kohut, and we help out a number of people, the Ludishers, and I mean we're a racing family,
Yeah.
truly, all of us.
Fitzpatrick team. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all have each
Yeah,
other's back and pitch in.
I've interviewed Sarah and Amelia. So yeah, I'm familiar with those girls, and I've got to get up to Arthur one night and watch everybody. So that's on my list for the summer, is to get up there for sure.
Yeah.
So marketing partners, you mentioned, a few people there. Is there anybody else that you want to mention that really helps you do all the racing that you do? Because I know it's an expensive sport, and most people would call it a hobby. We call it a hobby. We call it, it's we're addicted to it. So I don't know if you would call it a hobby. But anybody else that you want to mention before we go on to some other questions?
Yeah. SS stripping helps with my body coating, and like they hydro dipped one of my bodies before.
Cool.
Yeah, that's CDS Performance Coatings for the powder coat, and Stacy had her former employer was G5. They were one of the original ones that climb on board. Got a lot of stuff done for Kamille. So we're really grateful to Grace Engineering and G5, and of course Full Throttle Adrenaline Park.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And then my sister is Life According to Lily. She's writing a book, so she helps out where she can. But she's putting that out there, so look for that in the future. Jimmy Tucker Motorsports is another one too. Jimmy Tucker's been helping us for a long time. He's got a daughter that's going to come up in racing. We're going to help her out. So
so lots of people. Yeah, your parents, right?
Yep. Me, Ma, and Papa Russ.
Yeah.
They help a lot.
People don't realize, and I think I probably say this almost every week, but it's so true. People that just come to the racetrack to watch don't realize what it takes to get your cars on the track, to get to the track, to have everything you need to run well, to the whole package. And I just often would encourage people who don't race themselves, but I would encourage them to come and be a member of your pit crew one night and come when you get there when you get there, and you can find some easy little jobs for somebody to do, but they need to see what it takes. And I think being in the pit area, depending what your track is like, being in the pit area gives you a whole different view of motorsports than coming through the gate, sitting in the grandstand and that. And so, I'm sure that there's people out there that, we could invite and say, hey, do you want to be a member of our pit crew one night just to see what we do? I think that would be fun for them and fun for you too. Yeah.
Yeah. We've gotten a lot of people into racing like that too.
I'm sure.
Quickly.
It's the best way to do it. It's absolutely the best way to do it, because they get in there and it's probably nothing like what they think. And then they get the bug. And then, the smell of race fuel. And somebody said to me, well, doesn't that make you nauseous? Oh no, I take a big deep breath. I love the smell of race fuel. And
heavy breathing when they're running.
You remember
exactly. And then they said, well, do you wear earplugs? No, then I couldn't hear the motors run. And so they just, they look at me like I'm crazy, but I want to smell it. I want to hear it. I want to see it. I want to experience all of it. And so that's what I love about that. And the people I meet is what I love about racing. So bad days at the racetrack. We wish we never had any, but we all do. So we'll start with you, Kamille. When you have a bad day at the racetrack, what do you do? How do you handle that? How do you get over a bad day at the racetrack? Or maybe you never have any.
She usually takes a nap in the truck.
Okay.
She got a good way to fall asleep in the truck. She brings some Squishmallows.
Oh yeah. What about you, Staci? Have you ever had a bad day, or how do you just move on and say, oh, tomorrow's another day? Do you cry? Do you have a tantrum? What do you do?
Well, sometimes, you got a long day ahead, because we usually get there around early, and you're there all night. So you might have a little off day. You could either cry and move on. A lot of times, if I'm having a bad day, it just takes talking to the other people there, and your mood changes pretty quickly. It's just some positivity just spreads, like, now that we have a big team and everything.
Right. And it's nice to have that support system, right? You have a support system. Yeah.
The racing family. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
but previous to never taking up. Before our team got so big.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, Kamille, on your front wheel drive, what has been the hardest thing to learn? That's a whole different kind of car than what you've been racing. Have you had anything that's been an obstacle, or something that was a little harder to adjust to with that car?
Yeah. Passing's a lot harder now, since it's bigger and can't move it that easily. And the power, going into the turn too fast or too slow, coming out too slow or too fast.
Yeah. But is that, now that you've driven that 3 times, I think your dad said, do you love it? Has it given you the bug to keep going and go to bigger cars, a sprint car, like you said? Or are you like, I don't know if I really like this? Yeah. You want to move up and keep driving it?
Yeah. I just like the thrill of the big car.
Yeah.
It has way more power than the go-kart.
Yeah, we've seen a spark in her in a couple races.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Progress. Definite progress.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, okay, she's been driving around 9 years, she said. I mean, not that racing gets old to us, but we all need a challenge. And I know she's had a lot of success. In fact, we're going to talk about those trophies in a minute. She's had a lot of success in the things that she's done. And so to, push herself a little bit, and maybe step out of her comfort zone and race a bigger car. And, she's not a very big girl. And so, that says a lot about her passion for motorsports, because she wouldn't do that if she wasn't passionate and wanted to see, really, what can I do in this car? So I'm proud of you for that. Tell me about those trophies next to you.
This one with the eagle on it.
Go ahead, pick them up.
This one with the eagle on it was from the Bobby Hahn Memorial.
No, that's the
race.
championship trophy.
Oh yeah, the championship trophy.
That's pretty with the eagle on it.
Lansing track. I have
Very
two
pretty.
of these from 2021 and 2022.
Nice. Very nice.
The other one is a pretty big one. That's the Bobby Hahn one right there.
The Bobby Hahn Memorial
Oh,
race.
wow.
Agriculture kart track.
Now, what's that?
Yeah.
What kind of race is that? Sounds like it's a
That's,
special kind of race.
It's the road course one
Okay.
that we do.
Asphalt.
Asphalt
Do you
road
like
course,
road course?
LO206.
Do you like road course or oval?
Oval.
Oval. Yeah. Okay. I'm with you there. I'm not a road course fan either.
This one was from the winter series of the Motor City Kids Racing League.
Which is a road
Okay.
course as well.
Indoor
This
road
is
That's
course.
the one at full throttle.
That's cool. That's a cool looking trophy. Kind of a plaque trophy, whatever.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
different, Where are you going to
You
put
don't
it?
have to
I
look.
love trophies, but where are you going to put them all? So I like something that's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, just show them those two, Cam. Just pick them up. One of them's the clone.
This one is the blue plate clone one that
Okay.
I won. This is the
Blue Plate Predator.
blue plate predator one that I won.
Okay. Awesome. Well, and I know you got a basement full, so we can't go through all of them, but those are the special ones, right? Those are
Right. 309 trophies later.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Still trying to
You know,
figure out what to do.
If anybody's got an idea what to do with them,
Yeah.
let me know. I think we were going to try to make a bar out of them, line a
Yeah.
whole front of a bar with
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're not sure.
Well, this is not racing, but when my youngest two daughters were from my one daughter was 5 when she started, the other daughter was 7. We played a lot of Gus Macker basketball, and I don't know if you know what that is, but it actually started in Michigan, and it's outdoor basketball tournaments, and they set them up in the streets, and you have 3 players on each team and a sub, so there's 4 to a team.
Yeah.
3 on 3. And they used to, they went all over the United States. And I lived in Illinois at the time. And my youngest daughter and 3 of her friends, my youngest daughter started at the age of 5, and she was playing with kids older. And by the time she was in 6th grade, right before we moved to Michigan, she and her 3 friends, we were going everywhere for Gus Mackers, and we were winning everything. And she had so many trophies. And so we moved them all to Michigan, and she had them all in her room. She was in 6th grade when we moved to Michigan. Well, at some point she moves out of the house, and I have tubs full of these Gus Macker trophies. And so
that's my fear.
Yeah. Well, at some point you have to throw them away. I just hate to tell you. I kept 3 that were special, really hard fought. And one year they won the championship, they won the sportsmanship, and they won something else. All 3 trophies at the same Gus Macker in Peoria, Illinois. And it was a huge tournament. So I kept those, and I threw the rest away, because what are you going to do with them? She's only 12. She's going to win another 300 trophies. I mean, I hate to tell you, Eric, but you gotta find the ones that mean the most, or make a bar out of them. I don't know what to tell you.
That's the only thing I could come up with. I don't know.
We have a bunch of those Strider ones. A lot of them, little ones. Yeah.
Get on Pinterest. I'll bet there's an idea on there of what you could do with them. Yeah. So, Kamille, I'm going to start with you on this one. What's your goal for your racing career? I heard you say you wanted to run a sprint car. Okay, I get that. But you're only 12. Do you want to keep racing for fun as long as you can do it? Do you want to try to become a World of Outlaw driver at some point? What is something that you'd really love to be able to do in motorsports?
I would like to teach the younger kids how to like get them into racing and like show them the way of like the line and like how to pass.
He
That's
wants to be a
awesome.
driving instructor, kind of, I guess.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that. So do you know who Carson Hocevar is?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's the most winning quarter midget driver, I think, ever so far. And he ran at the Little Kalamazoo Speedway where my granddaughter started racing. And now he's drives a NASCAR truck, and he's also ran some Xfinity races, and he just had his first cup start. He's from my hometown here in Portage, Michigan. And as he grew up and was, still racing when, gosh, he was so tall. I don't know how he got into those quarter midgets, but he was such a good example for the other kids at the track and for little kids everywhere that he went, because a lot of people knew him because he was such a winning driver. And he was a good instructor or helper, or, kids looked up to him. And so I think that's what's going to happen with you. Kids are going to look up to you because they know that you've done it. They know that you've won, you're a good driver, and you have the personality to teach others because you're very calm and somewhat quiet. And so I think that's a very good goal to have, is to help others be involved in racing for sure. Staci, what about you? What are your goals for your racing?
I'm going to continue supporting Kamille in anything that she wants to try and do, and continue helping Eric, and going out in the garage every now and then to lend a hand, and maybe
If we move up
yeah.
Cammie, we're going to put Staci in whatever Cammie leaves behind. So
Okay. You're
I
going to
always
get the
got her
leftovers.
used tires. Yep,
Yeah.
I used to get all her used tires for my go-kart, so that was cool.
Yeah. Okay.
But-
Well, I see where the priority is there in that family. Camille, I think it's you. So,
yeah.
oh goodness.
And I enjoyed just jumping out, jumping in a go-kart and giving it a try. It was fun.
Yeah. And it just keeps you more involved if you're out there every once in a while on the track too. So that's fun too.
Mm-hmm.
So during the off season, which I know you guys don't really have much of an off season, but let's pretend that you do have somewhat of an off season. What are you doing? Are you working on cars? Do you ever take a break? Do you go on vacation? Anything like that? Or is it really 100% cars racing?
This year we went to Florida and went to SeaWorld for like 5 days, and we went to see my cousins that lived up there, and we had Easter with them.
Okay. So you do take a break once in a while.
Yeah. Trying to plan some little mini vacations. We enjoy that.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to squeeze in a few of them.
Yeah. And Michigan really honestly has so many things that you can do on a weekend. So we're pretty lucky here that there's a lot of things that are fun for us to do that we don't have to drive very far away to do that, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I'm all about women in motorsports. That's what I concentrate on. So Cammie, have you, since you were 4 years old, you probably maybe wouldn't have even realized if there was an issue, but have you ever had an issue with any of the boys, men, whatever, because you are successful, that they try to wreck you, they're not nice to you, or are they pretty accepting of you?
It goes like some of them are, some of them aren't.
Some of
How
them
do you handle somebody who's not nice or doesn't race cleanly with you? What's the best way to handle that?
Beat them.
Let your car do the talking,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. That's a good response, and that's a good way to handle it for sure. What about you guys as parents? I've had girls tell me that sometimes it's the other parents that are the problem, not the other
Mhm.
kids.
Yeah, it's
Do you see
usually the
that?
parents.
And do you see
Yeah.
that very much, or not really so much anymore? Is it changing?
I believe the higher you get, the more money's involved,
Worse it is.
the worse it is.
Yeah.
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 They really
Yeah.
just need to step back and let the kids be the kids, because the
Mhm.
kids don't have the problem. It's usually the parents.
It's absolutely, that's absolutely the truth. I have a good friend whose daughter races, and she's doing very well this year at a certain track they go to, and every week somebody's complaining, oh, you're cheating, or you did this, or your
Yeah,
car, and they're
exactly.
not. It's
We got a
just
lot
she's
of
got a
that
good
at
car.
yeah, we got a lot of that at one of the indoor events we went to.
Yeah,
Water?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's a shame, because it again, it's probably the parents that got that started. So let's talk about social media. I know you guys are on because I follow you. Whoever wants to answer, how do you use social media to promote, especially Cammie, Staci? I know you guys promote her more. How do you use it to promote her, your team, and then what platforms do you use?
We use Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
She's go-kart Cammy. We use mostly Facebook, and we try to update every week how she did. And you
So
can go
whose
to
job is
YouTube.
that? Who's the
My
one that
dad.
has
Eric
your dad?
does.
Okay, all right.
I
So
get the
go-kart
input from the
Cammie.
girls. Yeah.
Yeah,
She might
go-kart
start
Cammie
doing it
is how we would
eventually.
follow you. Yeah, right, Cammie. Go-kart Cammie is still how we would follow you. Yeah,
Yeah.
and on
We
that
might
page,
change it in the future, but yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. But for
We
now,
thought
that's
about it. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
Um,
So they can find you there. And does that, if we wanted to know where you were going to be racing or when, where's the best place to find that at? Same place?
Yeah. Facebook
Yeah.
mostly.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, I've got some quick answers that I want from you guys. So I'm going to start with you, Kamille, and I'm just going to ask you some fun questions about your favorite things. And so you can just answer with a quick answer. And we just want to learn a little bit more about who you are outside of your racing. Okay. So you ready?
Okay.
All right. What's your favorite
Yeah.
food or restaurant?
Olive Garden.
Okay. What's your favorite racetrack food?
Nachos and cheese.
Okay. What's your favorite color?
Green.
What's your favorite animal?
Giraffe.
What's your favorite vacation destination? Either somewhere you would like to go or somewhere that you've already been.
Australia.
Oh yeah, they race over there too. How about a favorite candy or snack?
A bagel.
Cream
Oh,
cheese
that's
and bagel.
unusual.
She asks
Cream
for one
cheese
every
and
other
bagel.
day.
Really? Okay. How about a favorite racetrack that you've been to?
Probably Silver Bullet.
Okay. Do you have a track that you'd like to race at?
Arthur.
Okay. One that you haven't been to. Do you have one that you haven't been to that you'd like to go to?
Probably Bristol.
Yeah.
Oh, Bristol.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure,
Do you have a favorite movie or actor or actress that you follow? No.
No.
Not that she's gonna tell you.
Not that she's going to tell me. Okay. How about what kind of music do you like?
Any music really?
Any music? Okay. Do you have a favorite sports team outside of racing?
The track and cross country team.
Okay. How about a professional race car driver? Any favorites there?
Ryan Blaney.
Oh, good choice. He just won, didn't he? Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Okay. Favorite TV or streaming show?
There you go.
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. Okay. That's been on for a long time. What's your
She
favorite
likes a
thing to
certain race car
celebrate?
driver in that one.
Yeah.
My birthday.
Your birthday.
My
And as a kid, which you're still a kid, but as a little girl, did you play with cars or dolls?
dolls and
Okay.
cars.
Both of them. All right. Good.
Mhm.
All right, Stacy, you ready? We're going
Yeah,
to
this
ask you
was
the
fun.
same things. All right. Favorite food or restaurant?
A Cobb salad.
Okay. Favorite racetrack food?
Probably Sloppy Joe's.
Okay. Favorite color?
Aqua blue, like a
Oh, I
light
like
blue.
that too.
Mhm.
Favorite animal?
Dog, like a Labradoodle.
Oh, my daughter has a Labradoodle. He's so sweet, but he's huge, and that old tail
Mhm.
just wags. And he's knocked glasses off the coffee table, but he's just the best dog.
Aw.
His name is Cooper. Um,
Aw.
favorite vacation destination that you've been to or that you would like to go to?
My favorite is probably Orlando that we've been to.
I lost you there. It's what was
Probably Orlando, Florida.
it?
Orlando,
Florida.
Florida, she said.
Okay, you were froze up there for a minute.
Oh,
Okay, you were froze up for a minute.
okay.
Favorite candy or snack?
The gummy lifesavers.
Okay. Favorite racetrack?
I like Arthur Raceway, but I also think Birch Run Speedway is a really nice setup, and it looks like it'd be fun to watch Kamille there.
Okay. Do you have a favorite movie, actor, or actress?
I like A Star Is Born, that movie.
You know what? We just watched that last night. That's funny
Oh,
that
no
you said
way.
that. We just watched that
Wow.
last night. I've seen
Oh,
it
I
before
love
several times, but we watched it again.
Mhm.
How about
Wow.
favorite music?
Oh, we lost you. Say it
How
again.
about favorite music or song? Musician or song?
I like everything. Pop, alternative rock, some throwback,
Okay.
Backstreet
You're
Boys.
well-rounded. Very well-rounded.
Well-rounded. I even like country, so everything.
Yeah. Okay. How about a favorite sports team other than motorsports?
The Tigers.
Okay. I was hoping somebody would say Tigers or Tigers or Lions, but I wasn't getting the answer. Sometimes it's not a popular team to follow. How
Yeah,
about,
I know.
yeah,
Sometimes you don't know if you want to admit it or not, right?
exactly. Isn't that the truth? For sure.
Mhm.
How about a professional race car driver?
I like Tony Stewart because Camille met him, so I
Oh,
kind of
that's
like
cool.
him.
Good for
Yeah.
you. That's good. Favorite
Yeah.
holiday?
Christmas.
Favorite TV or streaming show?
Survivor. I've been liking.
That's been on for a long time. Did I just say, is it like 30 years or something? I don't know.
It's
They've been on
45
a long
seasons or
time.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been on for a long time. Maybe not years, but seasons. Yeah, it's been a long time. Favorite
Yeah.
thing to celebrate?
Birthdays.
Okay. And the last question, when you were a little girl, did you play with cars or dolls?
Dolls.
Yeah. Was your family into racing at all, Stacy, when you were little, or you got that bug from Eric?
My grandma Arlene, she was into racing. So when I started dating Eric, she was like, I always wanted to drive a race car. So my grandma was into it, but there's not racing in my family.
Okay.
Dirt
right.
bikes, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So how did Eric, I'm going to ask you this. How did you get so immersed into racing?
My dad started racing in Michigan in the 60s and ran all over and passed it down to us, and we've never let go of it.
Yeah.
Everything we did as a child was racing related. So
Okay. So that's how
yeah.
you grew up, and that's kind of all you knew, and you're carrying that on with your daughter and your brother and his family and other families. Yeah.
Right. Is there really any other way?
There really isn't. And the thing, I said earlier, the thing I love about it is the people that you meet, which is like your family. I would have never met your family if it wasn't for Kamille Racing. And somehow you found me somewhere along the line and you reached out to me. And the people that I've met, they just become family to you. I follow Kamille, her track, as well as her racing. And as well as hundreds of other women, little girls, big girls, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I absolutely love the people that I meet, and it makes recording podcasts and writing stories in the magazine, and it makes the time that I spend doing that all worth it, because I absolutely love telling those stories. So I don't have any other questions. Is there anything that I have not talked to you about that we should have mentioned or that we still need to discuss?
We did bobsledding over the winter too. We went to New York, 10-hour drive. We did that with my cousin Calvin and my uncle.
Yep. Did bobsled and skeleton. She was
Oh.
athlete of the year for the bobsled for the Empire State Winter Games.
Wow. Well, yeah, I guess we should have talked about that. I didn't know that. I missed that. So how did you get started with that? Who got you into doing that?
She had a runner's profile on one of the websites for cross country, and she had a driver's profile, and we were looking into the running side of everything, and somebody come along and found her profile for both, I guess, reached out to us, and she ended up being able to do bobsled and skeleton because of her background. Yeah.
So how was that?
So,
tell me about that. Was it scary? Was it?
It was cold.
Yeah.
My feet definitely froze.
Yeah.
It was really fun though, driving down the icy track.
Yeah.
Started on top of the mountain and went all the way down to the bottom.
How fast do you go? Do you know?
Oh, it was fast. It was fast enough to make you think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I visited a few years ago. I was in Salt Lake, and I went up to Park City and visited some of the things where the Olympics had happened. And they train there now. The U.S. Olympians do, a lot of them. And I don't know if you had to, I'm sure you had to pay. I don't know. My son and his wife did it, paid to go down, one of those tracks. And they couldn't hardly walk when they got out because of the force against your body, and it was a little scary, and they were adults. And so that's pretty amazing.
You can ride them there at Lake Placid also. So adults, they send trips of adults down every so many minutes on the bobsled. So it's something that you should go check out.
Yeah.
You know.
So are you ever gonna have a chance to do that again, or was that just a one-time deal?
Yeah, this winter we were thinking about going back up there to do that again.
So it must have been worth going and not that cold if you want to go back. Awesome. Well, you're going to have to make sure I know when you're going and all that so I can follow what you're up to. So, well, you know, guys,
Absolutely.
I took us way too long to get you on the show. I apologize for that. But I appreciate, Eric, you reaching out so many years ago now, almost 6 years ago. Can't believe it's been that long, but
Yeah, a long time.
appreciate that we finally got to meet at the banquet in January. That was fun, and I got to see Kamille get some awards that night, which was fun. So appreciate that you took the time tonight to be on with me and tell us your story and tell us what you're up to. And we're going to be continuing to follow. So anybody that's listening, follow Go Kart Kamille, and you'll know what she's up to, because she's an amazing athlete, not just in motorsports, but in running and now bobsledding. Who knows? She may be in the Olympics one day. It's hard to say. So thank you guys for being on. Do you have anything else that you want to share before we close out?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, you do a fantastic job.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. And, you know, one thing I want you to know is anytime, if I can help in any way with promoting you, sharing what you're doing or whatever, you know, I'm always here for you because you're part of the Women's Motorsports Network family. And so I'm always here to help if I can.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
that. Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the season. And I will be trying to get to Arthur at some point, Cammie, to watch a race this year. Okay.
Okay.
You got a
All right.
spot in our pit.
Okay. Awesome. I'll be
Join
your pit
the
person that night.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.